Hi, I'm Mr. C, the teacher, and this is my classroom. So grab your tools for school and join in with us. Or sit back and just watch. And let's go on a learning journey together. Because you're watching Lessons from the Classroom. Well, let's take a look at what the topic for today's episode is going to be about. So what is phonics? Well, phonics involves matching the sounds in English to letters or groups of letters.
Today's letter is brought to you by the short vowel I, as in it, as in insects. They're actually pretty cool.
You know, I love being surrounded by great books, because one of my favorite things to do is to read stories. So, let's make some time right now and read a storybook. This is story time. Alpha Tales for letter I. Iguana on Ice by Carol Pugliano Martin and read by Mr. C, the teacher. Iggy Iguana lives on an island. Iggy's island is very hot. The heat makes Iggy feel ill. It's impossible to stay cool. To stay cool, Iggy floats in his inner tube. Iggy imagines icy things. He imagines eating ice cream. Iggy imagines ice skating. Iggy imagines floating on an iceberg. Iggy imagines licking icicles. Iggy even imagines sitting in front of an icebox with ice cubes. One day, Iggy gets a postcard from his cousin, Izzy, in Iceland. The postcard gives Iggy an idea. "I'll go to Iceland to visit Izzy," says Iggy. Now, Iggy is in Iceland with Izzy. Iggy eats ice cream. Iggy ice skates. Iggy floats on icebergs. Iggy licks icicles. And every night, Iggy sleeps inside Izzy's igloo, which is even better than an icebox. Good night, Izzy. Good night, Iggy. How many things can you find that begin with the letter I? The I cheer. I is for iguana and ice cream too. I is for island in the ocean blue. I is for igloo and ivy patch. I is for icicle and an itch to scratch. Hooray for I, big and small, the most incredible letter of all. Letter I. Start at the top and it's down, add the dot. 1, 2. Capital I can be the same. Start at the top and it's just one move down, down. Starting at the top, it's 1. Sometimes I wears a top and a bottom, in which it would be 1, 2 across, 3 across.
When letter I is a short vowel, it makes the sound I, I, I. Take a closer look at my mouth as I make the short vowel I sound. I, I, I. All right, go ahead and you make the short vowel I sound along with your teacher or me. I, 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 I. Let's take a closer look at a photograph of a mouth, a picture of a mouth that's making the short vowel I sound. And go ahead and make that same sound along with the picture. I, 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 I. I find that sometimes the best way to remember a letter's sound is by putting an action with it. Helps me remember it better. So for the short vowel I that goes I, I like to put my arm up like this. It kind of looks like a letter I. Here's the stem, here's the dot on top. And I like to itch my arm. I, like itch. That's like itch. That's itchy. Like itch.
Hi, Queen Phoneme. How are you?
Incredible.
Great. Well, I'm just about to do some words that start with the short vowel I, as in I, like itch. Yeah, you want to help me stretch out some words here that start with the letter I? Short vowel I, that is.
Indubitably.
All right, great. Let's get started. Well, our first word is itch. And if we sound it all out, we've got the short vowel I that goes I. And our T goes t. And our CH is a digraph which goes ch. So if we put it together, we got it, ch, itch, to itch, to scratch. All right, our next word is icky.
Oh, wait, can I do this one? I think I know it.
Okay, go ahead, Queen Phoneme.
All right, it goes and then CK together just makes the one k sound. And the Y at the end is like a long E. It goes E. So it's I, k, E, I, k, E, ick, E, icky. Icky, that means like it's gross. Icky.
Good job, Queen Phoneme. All right, our next word is ill.
Oh, I can do this one as well. I know that the I is a short vowel I. It goes I. And two L's together just make one L sound. Oh. So it's I, oh, I, oh, I, oh, ill, ill. That's to be sick. Ill, I, oh.
Good job. Okay, our next word is ink. It goes I, n, k, I, n, k, I, n, k, ink, ink. Our next word is igloo. So we have our short vowel I, and our G, g, our L, but these two O's together make the sound ooh, ooh. So when we put it together, we've got igloo, 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 igloo. That's a little house made out of snow. Igloo. And our last word is a name. It's the name Iggy.
So we've got our short vowel I, I. We've got two G's together, but it doesn't go g, g. It just actually makes one G sound, ig. And we have our Y at the end, which makes the long E sound, E. So we put it all together, we got ig, E, ig, E, ig, E, Iggy, Iggy, the name Iggy. Keep practicing. All right, so we want to look at proper pencil grip. So when you take your hand, you want to take these two fingers and hold them down. Take these three fingers and pinch them together so that they're touching the thumb. You should get this teardrop shape right here. Then you can take your pencil and you can insert it so you can see where I'm holding it right about where the paint ends. I've got this nice teardrop shape right in here. When I write, I want to make sure that my arm is flat on the desk, not up off the desk, but flat. So for today's phonics lesson, we're looking at words that start with the short vowel sound of I. That's I going I, like itch, icky, ill, ink, igloo, iggy. We know that I can say its name, and that's a long vowel I when it goes I, like as in ice cream. But we're looking at I today. So let's start off with our date and our title. Today's date here happens to be October the 12th, but you put in whatever date it is for you. And let's put our title, capital I and small I. And we'll underline here. Now let's do some practice I's, so we'll zoom in for that. So for a capital I want to start at the top blue line and go all the way down to the bottom blue line. And I give it a hat and a bottom as well. So from top to bottom, and then a hat and a bottom. Top to bottom, hat, bottom. For small I start on the middle line, the dotted middle line, and I go to the bottom blue, and then I add the dot on top. I'm just doing 4 practice big I's and 4 practice small I's, or uppercase I and lowercase I. So let's set our page up with the numbers for the words. 1, 2, and 3. Left myself some space. Find the middle of the page by just folding my page over. There's that middle line. I can put my 4, my 5, and my 6 right in there. I know all of my words are going to start with the letter I. And actually, number 6 is going to be a name, so it's going to get a capital I. Let's take a look at the words we're doing today. Number 1 is itch. Number 2 is icky. Number 3 is ill. Number 4 is ink. Number 5 is igloo. And number 6 is a name, Iggy. That's Iggy the iguana. And I suppose we could also have other words like insects, for example, or India, which is a country. Let's copy out our words. So word number 1 is itch. I, T, C, H, itch. Number 2 is icky. I, C, K, Y, icky. Number 3 is ill. I, L, L. Sometimes an L, small l, lowercase l, can look like a capital I, but it's not. It doesn't have the top or bottom to it. Number 4 is ink. I, N, K. Number 6 is igloo. I, G, L, O, O. And number 6 is iggy. Capital I, G, G, Y. Look at those G's and Y's. They're dipping letters. They come way down low. Here's my 6 words. I just need to draw a picture. Maybe I'll draw a picture of an insect. An insect has 3 body parts. Often a pair of antennae. And very importantly, they have 6 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm drawing an ant here. I'm going to label my picture.
Insect. I think I might make this a red ant, so I'm going to add some color. And there's my finished page that shows I words. I.
Today's lesson is brought to you by the letter J, as in jars.
You know, I love being surrounded by great books, because one of my favorite things to do is to read stories. So, let's make some time right now and read a storybook. This is story time.
Alpha Tales, letter J. Jaguar's Jungleberry Jamboree by Helen H. Moore and read by Mr. C., the teacher. Jeremy Jaguar loved jam. Jungleberry jam was Jeremy's favorite. Jeremy loved jam on toast, jam on pancakes, jam on muffins, even jam on ham. One day, a terrible thing happened. Jeremy Jaguar ran out of jam. "I must pick some jungleberries to make more jam," said Jeremy. Jeremy waited until the first day of July, when the jungleberries would be ripe. Jeremy put on his jersey and jumped in his Jeep. He drove through the jungle to the place where the jungleberry trees grew. Soon he saw the trees up ahead. The jungleberries were as bright as jewels. As Jeremy got closer to the jungleberry trees, he heard jazzy music playing. Jeremy peeked through the bushes. "Jumping June bugs," said Jeremy. "It's a jaguar jamboree." Jaguars from every part of the jungle had come to pick jungleberries. The jaguars were jumping, jitterbugging, and jiving, and best of all, they were making jam. Jeremy joined the jamboree. He jumped, he jitterbugged, he jived, and he ate jungleberry jam until he thought he would burst. When the jamboree was over, Jeremy packed his Jeep with jam jars and drove home. Now every July he joins the other jaguars for the jungleberry jamboree. And the jaguar who eats the most jam is always Jeremy. How many things can you find that begin with the letter J? The J cheer. J is for jaguars jumping high. J is for jam, Jeep, and July. J is for jungle, jug, jar, and jeans. J is for juice and jelly beans. Hooray for J, big and small, the jazziest, jolliest letter of all. Letter J, a dipping letter that comes below the line. Start at the top, and it's one move down and around, with a dot on the top. 1, 2. Capital J just stays up above on top of the letter line. It's a stretching letter. It's a down and around in one move. 1, Sometimes it wears a little top across as well.
The next sound we're going to make is for the letter J, and it goes J, J, J. It's also a fat pushed sound or a wide stop. And it's also made by putting my tongue up to the top of my mouth, the tip part of my tongue, and dropping it down real quick as I make that sound J, J, J. Take a closer look at my mouth as I make that sound. J, 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 J. All right, you make the sound along with me or your teacher. J, 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 J. All right, let's take a look at a picture of a mouth making the J sound. And let's make that J sound along with the picture. J, 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 J. One of the ways that helps me remember a sound is to put an action to that letter sound. When I think of the sound for letter J that goes J, 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 I like to think of holding some jiggly jello. So I put my hands in front and I jiggle them. J, 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 like jiggly jello. J, 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 jiggly jello. J, 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 J. I'm Queen Phoneme. So I'm just about to make some words that start with the letter J. You want to help out with that? Just help you sound them out and stretch them out? Yeah. You got a J expression? You usually have pretty good expressions.
Yeah, how about jumping Jehoshaphat?
Yeah, okay. That's a great one. Okay. Well, let's get started.
All right, our first J word is the word jar.
Wait a second, I think I can do this. I remember about the bossy R, controlled R. You won't hear much of that A, just mainly the R.
Yeah, that's right, Queen Phoneme, yeah.
Okay, I can do this. J, R, J, R, J, R, jar. Like a jar you put things in. Jar.
Hey, good job.
Oh yeah, I can so totally do this next one too. J, A, M.
Hey, that's right, that next word is jam.
Yeah. J, A, M. Jam. 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 I love jam.
Okay, the next word's jet.
Oh yeah, this is an easy one too. Let me do it. J, A, T. J, A, T. Jet. 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 I have my own private jet. You know that?
I didn't know that.
Jet. Jet.
All right, Queen Phoneme, you're on a roll. How about this next one?
Okay. J, A, G. Jug. 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 Jug.
Well done.
All right, I can do this one too. It's jump. J, A, M, P. J, A, M, P. Jump. 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 Jump.
Hey, well done.
Hey, thanks. I'll let you do the last one. I mean, you got to do some to earn your money around here.
Okay, well, our last one then is a name, Jack, and that's why it's starting with a capital J. And we've got that digraph CK, which just makes the K sound all by itself, K. So if we put it all together, we got J, A, K, J, A, K, J, A, K, Jack, Jack, a name. Okay, for today's phonics, we're looking at words that start with the letter J. So we'll start with our date up at the top. Today happens to be October the 14th. But you write in whatever date it is for you. And our title is going to be a capital J and a small j. Small j dips down below the line. That's our title because we're looking at words that start with J. Let's do some practice J's. I'll zoom in for that. So for capital J, I start at the top line, come all the way down, and as I get to the bottom, I curve back up. And then I put a top on it. top line all the way down to the bottom blue line. Make a curve like a hook and a top on it. All the way down and a top. All the way down and a top with that curve. Looks like a hook. Small j, I start on the middle dotted line. I come down and I go underneath that blue solid line. And then I put a dot on top. So again, it looks like a hook and an eye kind of together. Start on the middle dotted line, come below the solid blue line and put a dot. There, I've got 4 practiced uppercase J's and 4 practiced lowercase J's. Let's number our page up now. So I can put my numbers here, 1, 2, and 3. And down the middle of my page, 4, 5, and 6. You can always fold your page in half to find that middle. I know all of my words are going to start with J. Let's take a look at our list for today. We have words like jar, jam, jet, like a jet airplane, a jug, jump, and a name like Jack. Could also think of words like jigsaw and juice. Let's copy out our 6 words. Our first word is jar. That's J-A-R. Our second word is jam. J-A-M. Let's make sure those J's are dipping letters right down underneath. Then we have jet for number 3. J-E-T. Let's move up to number 4. We have jug. J-U-G. Number 5 is jump. J-U-M-P. Jump. And the last one we have is a name, Jack. So we want a big capital letter J like that. Remember that top that goes on the top? And then A-C-K to spell the name Jack. I just need a picture now. Why don't I do a picture of a juice box like the one that we've got here? I'm going to write the word juice. There's my juice box. I'll add some color to it. And those are words that start with the letter J.
Well, thanks for joining me, and I hope you learned something new and had fun doing the lessons. Join me next time on another episode of Lessons from the Classroom.